Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. We're going to do a quick video on this one, and it's going to be what a brake wear indicator sounds like. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at the brakes using this camera with the light on. Okay, so this is not a full brake inspection, but I'm going to point out a few things I like and a few things I don't like, give you some information. It'll get you more educated than you were, but it doesn't mean you're qualified to work on your brakes, but it's going to help you know more. Okay, first thing we look at when we look here, have a look at this brake line. Someone's worked on this before. See this brake, it's all bent there, bent there, bent there, bent there, you know, not good. Okay, it's been like that for a while. We mentioned it before, it hasn't been changed. Brake lines have been changed at some point. Maybe whoever worked on the brake line, wrong brake line, maybe it's that line there. Let's change that, right? Anyway, brakes we're looking at. So let's listen to the first thing, right? Let's have a listen to this. Actually, no. Plan B. Let's come around this side. When the vehicle came in, I looked through, and it might not help too well with the light. I'll try and get back, but I noticed the surface of the discs were one of the worst looking surfaces, and you can't quite see it in the camera, but it's not really bad, but it's not smooth. It's got lots of lines in it, so whatever the compounded pads are, I don't know. I didn't put these pads or rotors on there. I don't like them. Okay, it's pretty nasty looking finish compared to what these normally look like. That being said, then we look at the pads, and you know the quick check is you're looking here. I'll try and get the camera in. Look at this, eh? See the thickness of the, so here you got your, that's your caliper, that's your dust boot, your piston sticking out, that's your pad right there in the middle of the picture, and that meat, that's how much meat you got left. So you can say I'm going to turn the rotor, right, and that's where the pad clamps on the rotor, okay? Now have a listen, right, back out again, have a listen to this. Hear that? That's a wear indicator. So when you're driving and you come to a stop at the lights, and hopefully you got the window down every now and then, get some fresh air. Otherwise you'd damn well stink, wouldn't you? Anyway, no, just joking. You got the window down, you come to stop and you hear a bit of a, or the car next to you, you hear that. I hear that all the time. And I sort of look at them, and if I get their attention, I give them a bit of a wave, and they go, oh no, what have I done now? Stay calm, everyone stay calm. It's all good. You put your window down, you say, oh, you know, here you go, oh, I can hear your brakes. You need to replace your brake pads, right? You're going to be out of brakes soon, so, you know, you need to replace your brake pads. We've got a bit of a squeal going on there, okay? So, yeah, so brake squeal, that's what it sounds like. If you hear that at your window on your car or someone else's, if you can politely advise yourself, whoever's car you're in, or your neighbour at the lights of what's going on without getting into any road rage, because these days, I'll tell you what, you can barely talk to anyone sometimes without getting into trouble. Let them know that, you know, it could be a matter of safety. You could be almost out of brakes completely, and what can happen with some vehicles is, as I demonstrated, let's go back in here again, right? This one, it's not going to happen, but see the piston there where it comes out to the back of the pad. So again, you can see the rotor, that's the part that's moving. Oh look, it's even we're going to see the minimum thickness if we're lucky. Oh, getting good at this. Can't quite make out, can you? Or it could be the part number, I can't make it out. Come on, focus, focus. Anyway, doesn't matter, pretty close. In the comments if you can read it, but anyway, you've got your rotor, you've got your pad, and you've got your piston here. What happens on some cars when you keep running your pads too low, the piston can actually pop out. And that means you've got no brakes, guys. Once that piston pops out of that caliper, this hydraulic pressure that's coming down this line here, filling up the area behind the piston, when it pops out, poof, all of a sudden it's gone. You've got no braking pressure whatsoever. You've got no brakes. That's why it's very important to get your vehicle regularly checked. If you don't know what you're doing checking these brakes, it might be a simple thing, but you need to get it right. And the reason I'm so adamant about you need to get it right, we've seen brake pads in backwards and all sorts of things. Yeah, that means around up here, they had the meat facing this way towards the piston and the metal towards the rotors. We've had cars come in over the decades with the rotors worn through to the ventilation. You know, see in the middle there, in the middle of the picture about now, sort of around about there, right, where the ventilation in the middle of the rotors is, see the moving part? One side of the rotor gone all the way down to the ventilation, and the pad's gone, the metal's against the ventilation, kind of grrrr, like that, you know, like how far do you push it? Anyway guys, let's move on a little bit. That's what a wear indicator sounds like. Please tell your friends, your neighbours. Bent brake lines like that, let's replace that. This needs a set of pads. It probably needs a disc machine because of the surface. You might want to stick with some Bendix or something like that, or Genuine. That's why there's a lot of other brake pads that I don't really trust. See this brake line? That's more like what it should look like. Nice, slow curved bend, straight out of there, up to there. It's still been bent a little bit at some point. I don't know what's going on there, but that's pretty good. Let's just go back to the other side to compare the pair. Compare the pair, right? Right, see that's got the nice curved bend there, but it's got this other big nasty bend there and this bend there. I can tell you, I know this one, I saw it was like this last. I don't see this one very often, and this is the sort of thing I say, next time you come in, you need to say, we need to replace the brake line. I'll order it in so it's here and we change that sort of thing, or get it done somewhere, or do it yourself. Whatever you're going to do, whatever it is, it needs to be done. You know, then I'll sort of say, well, you know, it's been like that for years, so I can't say it needs to be done because it technically doesn't need to. This one, again, the aftermarket stuff we don't like. I said they've been changed, and you can see why I don't like it, because I don't know if the cover needs to be over it, but it's gone. Rubbish. And then, is the line going to be rubbing on the body here? Yes. Correct, Anthony. So we need to change the brake hose and the brake line now, because the brake hose was changed, and just stick with Genuine, guys, right? You know, there's another vehicle parked next to me, done about the same Ks, you know, 400,000, and it's got original brake lines. Let's have a look at the back ones here. Have these been, yeah, they look like they've been changed as well. They look like they've been changed, yeah, they'll probably fall, yeah, they're not originals. Originals don't have springs over them. You look in there, you can see plenty of meat. I'm gonna go in there, right, so, rotor, pad, see the pad, there's heaps of meat there, that's what you want, right? This is how we check brakes, mate. No need to take the wheels off in some cars, okay? And every now and then you need to take the wheels off. There's other things to check. So like I said at the start, you're not an expert because you've seen one video. This is a bit about brakes, brake squeal type thing. Same thing there. We're checking how much meat's there. Really important to check your brakes. Here, look over here. Same problem with the brake line, thing falling apart. So we'll let him know about that. Maybe you can just watch this video. We'll show you the whole vehicle in the video. Mud, see this dirty mud stuff? You don't bring it into the Prado hospital. This one's not going to get as thorough look over as a clean one, because all I'm going to see is dirt in my eyes instead of what's going on, right? So, but for a vehicle that's done a lot of Ks, looking pretty good. This was mainly about brakes. That's how you check brakes, brake lines, have a look at those sorts of things. Not limited to, but this is part of it. Anyway, guys, that's brakes. That's long enough for brakes. We're out of here. Bada bing. See ya. And if you don't already, if you think I've earned your subscription, please subscribe, turn that bell on, and if you just learned something about your brakes, please give us the thumbs up. Thanks for watching.